music
We're
is
on.
not copyrighted. And
All
as I
right.
was saying, classical music is
Hello,
not
and welcome
copyrighted.
to the Preternatural Hangout session.
Welcome to the Preternatural Hangout session.
Awkward intro.
That's what things keep changing around here, right?
Well,
Is it good?
no,
You
but
see it?
as far as music goes, the copyrighted stuff,
No, we're on.
copyrighted stuff, man. If we were to use classical music, man, that's public domain. So
Yeah, it is, but I don't like when you go to listen to it, like on YouTube or something. It's like somebody's interpretation, and that's copyrighted.
You could go straight for Arnold Schoenberg. It'd be perfect as well because it's horror movie music. Everything he ever did was horror movie music from 1920. The
But it's a
guy,
public domain,
yeah,
really.
Nice. They have full websites for this. Public domain. Public.
yeah.
You can make
Arnold
public
Schoenberg
domain
was,
All right,
playlists and all that.
yeah.
officially, welcome to welcome to the after show, guys.
This is what we
Um,
do. We
this is
ignore the fact that we're online. We forget that you're even here, and we just start
yeah,
talking to each other like this is a
yeah.
normal day.
It's just a bunch of jagoffs talking about whatever the hell we're talking about. Today's subject is to be revealed when
Ooh.
I finally think of it. So, but what did you guys think about today's episode? No, let's put that out of the way.
I thought we did pretty good, and I remember to use Destiny points, so I'm still alive. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
that's how you do it. See, I wanted it to be like the show, so the boys take a hit every once in a while and they're fine. And the only way to do that with a system like this is to give you like those kinds of options with the Destiny points. I think it worked out really well. Actually, I think this is our best episode yet.
I forced that guy to monologue pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but yeah, like I was mentioning, if we use the full force of the system, we could have even more effectively dispatched those vampires. Because the sleepy ones, we could have straight up been like, I'm gonna sacrifice my defense for more attack. They're sleeping and they're standing perfectly still, so who cares? And we could have power attacked to do even more damage on top of it.
You guys should have power attacked.
And we knew we were going to hit because it's a stationary target.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have really good attack scores, so you
But it was pretty fun to hack that guy slowly. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Just one more.
Did you like my while Sean was finishing up?
yeah.
That guy comes up thinking, and we surprise each other, and I was just baseball.
Yeah.
Or was
I like
that the
that.
lead vampire that I baseballed?
No, that was the guy right before. The guy right before you.
So Kiefer Sutherland was the first one you killed.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah, he was the guy with the trench coat and the earring. Yeah, that was the first one.
Oh,
Lord.
as soon as
And Corey, one of the Corys was the second one you killed.
yeah, and as soon as the whole thing was happening, I was like, the comic book shop, the odd ads in the back, the brothers. Then it was the teenager, and when it was the motorcycles, I was like, oh, well, you can see where this, the whole thing was. I was like, what was it, Santa Barbara or Santa what?
So in the movie, it sent Clara, but no such place exists. So I sent you guys to Santa Carla.
There you go. And it was just like, yeah, I'm seeing what's happening here. So I'm just gonna metagame the hell out of this thing.
Well, see, I kind of wanted you to. You weren't supposed to say it out loud. I wanted you to though, to mess it up because you guys didn't have information on vampires, and the way the vampires work in Lost Boys is not the way that they work in Supernatural. So.
But everybody knows that holy water is the enemy of vampires, along with garlic and mirrors. That's why I was like, holy water, squirt, squirt, squirt. Okay, that's
none of that did anything. So I was actually super afraid you guys were gonna die. because you were trying to kill these guys with like
Yeah,
holy
so
water.
was I. I used my last destiny point to force that dude to go into a monologue. As I was like, this will be the easiest way to take him out. It'll get Dan into position, make him sit there and talk. And he already started the monologue with, "What? You killed him? What did you do?" Well, we
Yeah,
shot him in the head a few times, then we cut his head off,
renamed,
then we staked him in the heart.
And
I renamed John James or something. I can't remember.
my character's theory for chopping off the heads was in movies when things that don't die get their heads chopped off, their body stops moving, but their head's alive. So
I didn't care. You
I'll
guys
swallow
should
your
have.
soul. I'll
You
swallow
guys
your
should have
soul.
asked. You guys should have asked the 1-800 monster guy.
yeah,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said vampires weren't a real thing, so I didn't believe him.
that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Throwing us off the trail there, buddy.
Yeah, but see, that's where Know It All worked to my advantage. Like, where I was like, yeah, it's chupacabras. Definitely chupacabras. So then get on the phone. It's like, it's vampires and chupacabras. Chupa vampires.
Chupa vamps. Vampa choops.
Definitely.
That sounds like a
Absolutely.
Mexican candy.
There's no two ways about it.
Uh huh.
What is it
orange
made of?
lollipops? Blood orange lollipops.
Chupa vampis.
Chupa
So,
the little
Dude,
vampire
Hector-
teeth on a stick.
Sounds
He just-
sounds
Hector-
just like Mexican candy.
Hector,
yeah.
you could totally suggest that to your mom. She's a hell of a cook. She could make some candies. You could start selling them right there, man.
You can sell chupa vampis on the stream.
We'll do like candy teeth that you can like put in and melt in your mouth or something. I don't know.
Perfect for cavities.
Perfect for cavities. Get that sugar right in there, right up
Yeah.
under the gum line.
Yeah. Jamming in there and get one of these. Here's
It's
the
as bad as it can get.
Here's the chupas right here.
Well, after you get rid of the teeth, you can put the teeth in. It's yours.
Yes.
Ahora con plumbo.
With what?
Lead.
Oh, lomo.
Plomo. Ahora con plomo.
Oh man. But so if you caught us right as we came into this, we're talking about music. If you've been watching us for a while, you'll see that we've been improving little by little. Just a little bit at a time.
Advice for everybody in general who wants to stream. This is something that I've been looking at for a long time. I never intended to stream. I just was like, hey, you want to do this? Sure, man, I'm down. But something that I looked into and watched channels is nobody starts at the top. Nobody starts perfect. You slowly build your channel. You slowly improve. You get lights. You get better audio. You get better as you go.
And that's what I was telling you. If we just improve one thing every week, I think this session was great.
Hey, look at the stability of my camera compared to what I used to have. My microphone's better. Your lighting's better. My lighting's never gonna improve.
I'm a little louder.
Yeah.
Some people,
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you
people
clearly.
can actually hear what I'm saying now and catch all my dumb jokes.
But
Yeah.
with music, I will say I've got some of my own music. Hector, you've heard it before. You know that I've only got a very few tracks, and probably one or two.
I mean, I'm down to throw them in there, but So one thing I don't want to do is what Critical Role did, where they play for 6 hours, and because they're limited to certain, you hear the same song like every episode.
So
And I don't want to do that.
One of the things that would be great, I mean, and it would be great for any artists out there, any musicians out there who are willing to let us use your tracks to be able to get exposure for yourselves. I know our channel's very small right now, but who knows? Invest in your future today.
Right?
Not in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just not a good investment. Like those non-fungible tokens. Come on, man. Stupid apes are just stupid. They're worthless now.
What about the Trump ones? Aren't those good?
There's
I bought
Trump
60.
coin?
No, there was Trump NFTs.
Yeah, no, those are as worthless as anything else. Like the most recent picture of Trump, and it's so ridiculous. There's a AI image of Trump rescuing by picking him up 6 Mexican children from Hurricane Hillary.
I love it.
And
the
like thing is,
Putin shirtless on the horse. I love this.
And it's like Trump hates Mexico so much he would never in a million years.
Look at Teddy Roosevelt with the gun and the hat and next to a lion corpse or something. That's fantastic.
And then Trump went on a tirade this last week, man, just bashing Hillary left and right because he kept seeing Hillary's name in the media, but not realizing they were talking about Hurricane Hillary.
That's funny.
So he just went on the attack. Hillary, she's in the news. Oh, that woman, that witch, lock her up.
It doesn't matter which one you're talking about. She only brings destruction. So. I can see where he got confused.
Fox News was hilarious too, man. I love Fox News. Fox News had a piece. Well, Joe Biden just let Hurricane Hillary right in. That's the Biden administration for you, letting hurricanes right into the United States.
That makes perfect sense. No, we live in topsy-turvy world. It doesn't matter. Back to the episode. What was your favorite reference?
Well, of course, that's going to be Smooth Move, X-Lax.
I don't think that happened in this movie.
No, I don't think it did either, but I had to use it. Other than that,
I do like that you fell down the stupid mountain. I was just like, I know what I'll do. I'll just stick a climb DS in here, like, climb down carefully, 8. They can't fail at that.
And I rolled like a 6 or something.
Dude, watch. So did I actually. Only thing is, because when I was building my character, I was like, you know what? I want to get some jump and some other good stuff in there that are just, where is my climb crawl? There. Oh, that's right. I hadn't even taken climb crawl, but I have a 4 for synergy total bonus, and my attribute score in it is my power for 2, so for a total of 6. And I rolled myself a fancy old 6 on the die and got a score of 12 and didn't die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like
what happened over there, man? Isn't your power like a 2 at least?
I have, without ranks, I have a total of 5. I was at a -1. I rolled a 2. So, 6. Even without the negative, it would have been a 7, and I still would have failed by 1.
So let's talk about that, because one of the things that I have decided is I just put a DS, realistic DS, and damned whatever the characters have. I don't look at your sheets when I decide DSs. I just put the DS that I know is appropriate for the challenge. Mm-hmm. If you guys have no chance of making it whatsoever, you guys have no chance of making it whatsoever. It really doesn't matter to me. Like you failed the lockpick DS by 1.
Nice.
And then you failed the climb DS by 2. You know, like I just set whatever the DS was. I let it ride, like I tell you guys. Mm-hmm. What's your approach when you're setting DSs for things?
Yuli?
Well, obviously a difficulty level, and I also take into account how important it is for the task to be completed or not. You know, like if it's something like they really need to pull this off, or if it's something like I hope they don't pull this off. Like,
see, most people would give that advice. I'm against that. I roll the other way. It's just like it is what it is. Hey guys, there's a security door here. The security door has a code on it. This is set up by a government institution and is the highest level security. The DS is 35. Break code. It's like, oh, you guys, none of you can roll 35 break code. I don't change it. I just stick to it. Like, you guys figure out another way to get in. Like, I'm sure you will. It's like, oh,
break the window, set off the alarm, and do it anyways.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping you from coming up with another way. So when it comes to those DSs, I just hard nose it. It's like whatever it is, whatever you guys do is what you guys do. You went to the back and you had a hammer and a screwdriver. I was just like, just knock the pin, knock the hinge.
And I had I think I had like a 3 logic, so my character would have figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, so even though you failed that lockpit roll, you could have stuck at it if you had said like I keep trying.
Yeah.
I would have just given you a bonus for the time you were taking to do it, and you would have
I
passed.
figured time was also of the essence, and we didn't want to sit there screwing around for too long, and we didn't want the cops to come up. All sorts of other problems when you sit there just trying to pick a lock for an hour.
Honestly,
that's one of the reasons I never change DSs, and I don't lowball when I think it has to happen. I don't highball when I don't want someone to go in. I just pick the most realistic one that I can find, and that's what I go with.
Honestly,
I agree with that.
I would have played the wild card if Sean didn't suggest let's go around. Because my next action was like, all right, let me get my slugs. Here we go.
He was about
jamming into the lock. Pitch quiet outside, boom! Blow the lock out and rush in.
That's why I said I saw it coming, man. I saw it coming a mile away. And I was like, let's go around that.
So did I. That's why I had the prompt ready for the alley. Luke, what's your take on it?
I do it the same way, man. I mean, when I'm setting a DS for something, but it's like DSs for inanimate objects and interactions between them, climbing a cliff, jumping over a stone, those sorts of things. There's the specific DS you set for it. If somebody's trying to neutralize a specific type of acid, if just simple baking soda isn't going to do it, you're going to have to look into other things. It's a higher DS. You could let your characters roll and say that they found the available things, or you can be even more hard-nosed about it. As a bit of a chemist that I am, I'm no Nile Red, but I'll sit there and think about it and say, you need these specific things to make this stop destroying your armor. You need this to make it stop destroying your skin. Can you find them? Are they available? What's the DS to this? And then there are your NPC DSs. Because I'm not going to sit there and build an entire NPC like I build a character and give him all these things where I'm like, I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know. Does he need to jump? Does he need to have composure? Does he need... No, I give him attack. I give him defense rolls. So it's like, and with those, sometimes I will fudge those numbers because in the haste, in creation of an NPC, I end up looking at it and saying, oops, these guys, I didn't want them to just die right here at this point in the story. And I made this guy ungodly strong. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that attack that I gave him by 2.
You can do that. And a lot of GMs out there, a lot of guys that give advice and stuff will tell you to do that. And it's not wrong advice. I just don't do it.
But I've made some mistakes, man.
If you didn't use that destiny point, and you guys had really good rolls on that first vampire you bought, he was ready to tear you guys apart by himself. Those guys were tough.
Yeah,
you guys just happened to play it really well and roll really well, because those guys could have torn you to shreds easy peasy.
When we found out there was 7 of them, I was like, man, we're barely gonna survive one. What are we gonna do?
I was convinced it was my turn to run a campaign at this point.
And because we never fought them before, so we couldn't start the fight with their weaknesses. So it's like, oh man, it's gonna be like trial and error, and the characters are gonna have to figure it out during combat. And yeah, I knew there was a high possibility we were gonna.
Luckily, you guys completely circumvented my. This is what happens, and this is why I say I just stick to it. I roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
So you had failed the investigation originally, and Nico and his grandpa and his mom were supposed to die.
And I rolled a magnificent.
But then you said
80.
We're gonna stake out the house, and I was like, oh no, you're supposed to kill them all right now, and you guys are staking out the house. So I had to change everything on the fly, like that, But again, that's why I just stick to it.
Yeah.
You guys screwed up my whole freaking session, so
that's what we do.
I have to roll with it. I know. But that's the thing. Like, instead of trying to save it, which I could have,
Yeah,
could
but I
have just
mean,
not
like,
had them attack.
but again,
It
like,
could-
you don't want to punish your players for having good ideas, you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
that's
want
why
to
you
punish. You want to
always.
punish them for bad ideas.
Yep. Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
punish them immediately. You let that bad idea come back and haunt them later. Like when someone set a field on fire and then you guys were running away from fire and then yeah, yeah,
Yeah. But
yeah.
that's
And in this
it's
one
hard.
I'm still waiting for it to come back that I basically, just killed a whole band. I'm like, this is not going to go well for me. There's they're investigating that right now, and they're gonna figure out that there's some serial murderers roaming the United States, and we're gonna have law enforcement up our butts.
I'm glad you know that.
Because that was one of the worst ideas I'd ever had.
It's inevitable. Yeah. It is inevitable. Uh, it makes for you haven't seen the show, but it makes perfect sense when you watch the show.
Mm-hmm.
And they, I mean, Helicopter knows how they get out of that, but it's not easy.
No, it's not. But my
Mhm.
rigs and
It's not
forgery are
like-
gonna come in handy soon.
You need to use it. You need to use it.
Just haven't really had a
so-
reason to yet.
Yeah, but you did come across a bunker today, and did anyone catch the reference in there, in the bunker? So you remember the hunters' names?
I already forgot them, to be honest.
Yeah,
Did I just
I
remember
know,
that
I know.
it was Henry.
No, close. It started with the H.
Yeah, I remember
HT,
that.
right? HT were the initials?
HT and PT.
HT and PT.
So I'll just tell you the kids at the comic shop in the movie.
The Frog Brothers.
There were the Frog brothers,
That's
Edgar
the
and Al,
Toad or something.
Edgar and Alan Frog.
Yeah.
So I named my guys Howard and Philip Toad.
Nice.
Where
Toad.
Howard and
Toad were
Philip.
the tip-offs.
Howard Philip being, you guys know, Lovecraft.
Mm.
Oh, HP.
Instead of
I
instead of Edgar Allan Poe or
Ah.
Edgar Allan Toad, it was Howard Philip Lovecraft.
it's like
Or Toad.
that was one of my tip-offs too, though. With the Toad, I was like the Frog Brothers,
Hmm.
comic book shop, this whole the pier with not vampires.
The boardwalk. That's the same boardwalk in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a total lift, but
Well, I mean, that's one of the things that I love about the heavy metal system, man. And I haven't played a lot of systems personally. I played the Dungeons and Dragons systems, and of course, I played a lot of video games. But when you're playing Zelda, you're playing Zelda. When you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, you're playing Dungeons and Dragons. When you're playing heavy metal, it could be anything you want it to be. You're not limited. You're not stuck there saying, here are the enemies, here are the this, here are the that. It's you can take a movie. I did the Resident Evil campaign. I did the Star Wars campaign. Yuli, you did the 1930s gangsters campaign.
Mm-hmm.
We did a lot of great things, man.
yeah. So one of my inspirations is GURPS, which I really do enjoy, but their system is convoluted and weird. But they do allow you to build anything. You can be a trash can robot with rocket launchers fighting next to a sexy space samurai girl fighting next to a hippo alien. And anything goes in that one. So that was part of my inspiration when I started writing. It was just that their system was a little clunky, and I didn't want to go with but I wanted to have something that was universal. And now the fancy term that people use is agnostic, system agnostic. But I went the other way and made it campaign agnostic. you can use the system for anything, and it was
Literally,
easy enough in theory because all you have to do is base it in reality. Very hard in practice because you have to understand reality very well.
I still want to do my campaign, man, where you guys are on your way to see Iron Maiden before Iron Maiden retires.
I just want more players.
We're looking for players.
Like, it makes me so nervous thinking about.
We're looking for players. We're doing. Hector's going to be doing the casting couch. I think he's even got a black couch to do casting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be playing Ron Jeremy, and
just show up. Don't wear a lot of clothes because we want to see what you made of.
Yeah, no.
I mean, like
heavy boxes, you know, and
no, for no specific reason.
Yeah, no, none of that. None of that.
How could you bend at the waist to pick up things from the ground? I mean, you know, regular stuff.
Regular stuff. Regular job interview stuff.
Yeah, but we are actually looking for players, and because it's an online thing, there's no need to be topless. It's actually preferred that you're not topless.
You take it off when you could show. I mean,
that.
You know, just if you wanted to be comfortable.
You know, if it's too hot or
if
whatever.
it's too hot or something. Yeah, it's too hot. You know, you wanted.
No, but I love about the system so much is that like you could run an entire campaign and not get in a single fight if you wanted to.
It's easy. And it's easy, isn't it? Like
I could run a campaign where like you
this
guys
guy.
shop, and that's it.
Let's see where he's at. He's over here. This guy right here, gets in one fight the whole time, and this is what he does. The entire campaign.
I did that.
Yeah, and he lives because he did that. He's not threatening, so he still pulled it off. Like,
well, I mean, I was a driver.
Yeah, never attacked anyone. Never used to attack the whole.
I was a driver and a surgeon. You know, I played my character.
Never
and
attacked
when that
the whole
woman
campaign.
came running at me with her heels like they were weapons, I was just.
Oh,
that's
man.
another.
Another
that's
good
another
example.
One of my influences.
Another good example in the Final Fantasy campaign. Gojo. I was just a really
Gojo.
smart nerd that had a robot buddy, and the robot did all the fighting for me.
Yeah, well, that was like
combat. I was just like.
That was like vicarious violence. You did attack. You did attack some people. I know because you had a power hammer, which is a real thing. I know. He's like, how does it work, dude? It drives nails. Yeah, it's power damage.
I assumed it was like the one out of The Simpsons where like it's like this, and then you press the button and it just goes.
Yeah.
Because I was so weak that I needed power tools to work on my machines.
No, yeah, it was a mega powerful nail gun. Ooh.
I miss a campaign, but we can't magically summon 6 people to play it, so.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I have,
players.
I'm creative enough to pull it off, but it would still be epic, and it would still take years.
I remember at one point, dude, I remember at one point in that campaign, I was playing 4 characters at the same time, and
you would still be playing 4 characters. So
yeah, most of them I didn't even write, man.
It was super confusing the first time one of the characters met the other.
This is why you need printed character sheets, and you lay them out in front of you, and while you're listening to what the GM's telling you, you stare at all of them and just imagine. You do need a great deal of focus to pull something like that off.
Yeah, if you're playing more than one character, when I was playing 4 characters at once, that was a little bit of a challenge, man, because I was winding up having conversations with myself.
Yes.
And I wasn't just stuck in one mode, because normally...
And then you kind of have to stop and be like, wait, how would that other character respond to what he said? Okay, how does this other character think, first of all? Okay, then... Yeah.
Normally...
True to Final Fantasy is you had parties normally at 3 or 4.
Yeah, but you're not role-playing them. All you're doing is saying, oh, well, this person's going to do that, this person's going to do that, and I'm going to make you attack, and you're going to hear wow, their stories play out.
I didn't say that there wasn't an added difficulty because you have to roleplay those characters, but
yeah, and normally,
but honestly, you guys are digging way too much into it, because when we did the Alien campaign, you guys pulled off 4 characters easy.
That was quick. That was humans, and there was no role play. There was battle, battle, battle.
And I'm
There was
still
plenty of role play.
and I'm still upset at the last player
Mm-hmm.
because we made it all the way to the queen. Like, oh look, guys, it's the queen, and then abandoned.
We never and then abandoned quest.
But there was I remember there was very little role play between characters. It was very surface. When I play a character, I get into the character and I try to think like the character would think, and it starts to come out in everyday life. So
I think you guys did well. You guys did fine. You're not. I think you're overthinking it.
I'm still proud of.
I know, and maybe that was because you were like really into your characters or something. And
I overthink everything.
I'm still proud of when one of my characters sacrificed herself for the team. We were crawling through the tunnels, and you're like, the aliens are catching up. It's like, I used my shotgun. It's like, they're going to overrun you. So I was like, go, get out of here. And like, I was purposely using my body to plug the hole and, and like shooting them, and they're all bleeding on me. I'm like, ah!
No.
I was a hero. A dead, melted hero.
I remember shooting at the aliens, and a predator showed up, and I started shooting at it too, and it didn't like that, and then it wound up throwing me like the tail or something.
Yeah, something like that. He gave
us
something.
Like, what were you doing?
I was a human, and I was shooting at an alien, and a predator attacked it, and I started shooting at the predator too, and it didn't like that, but I don't think I was really hitting it. It just didn't like it, but I kept shooting the alien anyway, so at the end of the battle it like ripped off the tail and threw it to me.
Oh yeah, because I think you'd done some damage, so it was like
I damaged the alien but not the predator. It was like he
basically ignored us.
It was like the scene in Batman on The Dark Knight Returns where the cops show up and Batman's got his EMP gun and one cop shoots him. Batman looks back and like, the cop's like, sorry.
Here's what I'm thinking, because I would like to run that again because I love that campaign.
It was fun.
Yeah, and you know it's going to be super hard. So here's what I'll do because you've suffered through it 1.9 times or 1.95 times really. I'll give you the worst characters.
Okay.
But I'll start you out at 3 honor.
Oh, cool.
Because you already had that base. But I'll give you the worst characters and make it the worst for you. But the worst characters also have the highest honor, so you'll just be stuck with the worst stack of characters.
Well, they'll be the
and
hardest
very little
to make
chance.
They'll be the hardest to make it through the campaign. But if I somehow magically do, I'll get the most points out of it.
So you'll be playing in hard mode, but if you just get one of them through, you might end up with like 7 honor.
Don't you mean very hard mode? Aliens campaign starts at hard mode, brah.
So it's more. Yeah, I know. It'll be more like hell mode for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll whatever the hardest one is in Diablo or Master Chief. Whatever.
No, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah,
and
I mean that way you can enjoy.
Guy.
That way you can also. That way you can also enjoy like a new challenge, like you stress you out for fun, kind of like survival mode.
You're gonna give me like the professor, the doctor.
What's the guy with the curly? What's the guy with the curly hair in Alien? The guy that betrays everyone in Aliens. It's the curly hair. He comes out and like Just Shoot Me. No, not Just Shoot Me.
I can't even remember.
He comes out in some TV shows and stuff. The really Weasley guy that.
Yeah. The Paul guy. Paul Reiser.
Yeah. Mad About Me. He was in Mad About Me.
Yeah. I'll give you Paul. You'll have all Paul Risers.
Oh my god! It's like the combat.
Like doomed to die. like doomed to die. Like really.
And Waylon himself showing up after uploading his consciousness to a supercomputer shows up to make sure that the job goes right.
Yeah.
So you're like 120 years old. You've got negatives across the board. You can't do anything but you yell at everybody and micromanage like a crazy person.
Yeah. Everyone will hate you.
And then
The
betray
aliens
everyone.
and the humans.
Betray everyone.
Yeah. So you'll get all the scummy characters, and whoever else plays will get like actual
and you'll
combat
get
worthy cool
and
characters.
you'll play a scared kid that comes out and says they mostly come out at night. Mostly.
So I love that. So let's make that the topic of this stream. Now that we're 35 minutes in, what do you enjoy, both playing and running? Or they could be different answers. Do you enjoy playing easy campaigns, hard campaigns, somewhere in the middle? And also, do you enjoy GMing hard campaigns, easy campaigns, or somewhere in the middle? Let's start with you this time.
No,
Luke.
let's start with you, Hector.
No, you know my answer. I'll get to it later. I'm the guy who posed the question. Luke, the point is to give your opinion to the guys online to tell them. Tell us what you enjoy and why. Don't. We all know what there's a little devil on my screen grinning with glee on with his pitch voice. We all know what I like. I'll give you that answer anyway, but we're gonna start with Luke.
Oh, it depends, man. Like when it was Psyker Nights, it was really kind of up to the way you guys interacted with the NPCs that would make it difficult or not. The challenges of the fights themselves and the puzzles was kind of just like a walkthrough, man. Like the Star Wars world itself. Everything just kind of unfolds before you, and there is no challenge. The only challenge was if you were to mess with characters to the point to where they didn't like you, or if you killed the wrong people, or if you didn't talk to the right people. It's like if somebody's right there saying hi, and you're just like, oh, yes, hi, and you keep walking by, well, there goes that. Or if you don't ask the right questions, that's where I was keeping that story in line to where your investigation, not as a character, but as a player, was more key. With Resident Evil, well, I was just a jerk, man. I made a brutal dungeon, and I made brutal puzzles, and I went online and I found brutal puzzles, and I timed myself on them, and I went back and tried them over and over and over to make sure that it was consistent, and I didn't keep any puzzles in the game that were online where I would improve at them. If I would get worse at them as I played them, it's like, okay, that goes in. And my best time was my best time. It's like one of those, it's like Lights Out, if you keep playing a bunch of them.
You know how I feel about that. You know what that means?
Right on the table.
It's some of this.
Right on the table.
It's some of this right here.
Just swap it all right out. Oh, look at that. A big floppy one. What a gosh darn dangle.
Yeah, so, and then I made some of my own puzzles where I cut up a piece of paper, I drew a whole hexagon made of hexagons and cut out sections of it, and then added some extra pieces. And, I made some really brutal puzzles, and I gave you guys no assistance throughout the campaign. You were supposed to die. You were supposed to die brutally. There was no character dynamic except for the dynamic between the only 4 characters in there, which were the 4 players themselves.
So what I'm getting is you like to switch it up.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yuli, what's your... and that's both for... But also, you talked about running, but what do you think about playing? Do you prefer an easy campaign or a campaign? Or...
I think I also enjoy a variety in that. There's a certain leisure to just a simple, fun campaign where everybody's laughing, having a good time, joking around, role-playing really well, but the challenges are fairly easy as you go along, so the story progresses and you get to the end of the story. But if that's the same thing that happens every time, just like when you're playing video games, sometimes you want a light, easy, casual game, and sometimes you want a real challenge, man. And Sometimes when it comes to it, especially with role playing and rolling dice, man, when you keep rolling low and you're just getting slaughtered, it's just the most frustrating thing ever. It's like I can't control luck of these damn dice, and I am just getting killed. I'm gonna go microwave my dice.
Mhm.
Then you do it wrong, and you microwave it to where it
that's-
rolls ones all the time.
That's a pretty fair answer. Yuli, let's go. What's your take on that?
Playing. I don't really care. I'm up for anything. If it's a hard campaign, obviously I'm more likely to die because it's a hard campaign. And you know, like intermediate campaigns are fun because it's a little more silly, a little more free. And the easy campaigns are just easy. You know, like it's whatever. Like playing as a player, I don't really care. I'm just up for it. Like if it's hard, obviously the harder it is, the more frustrating it is. But also the sweeter the victories when you get them.
Mm.
So, and then GMing on the GMing side, I like a intermediate game, but just like my character in Preternatural, I am the wild card. So, so sometimes it's like la 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 la, what is this? You know, I'll just throw some crazy thing at you because it just seems fun to me.
That's
you know,
good.
but-
That switches it up. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's some fair answers. You guys are a little all over the place.
We all know Hector likes to run a really tough campaign.
Hector likes
and
you
hates
to
puzzles.
stand in front of
I'm-
him as something slowly enters the body.
Man, I gotta. Now I'm gonna have to do some reflection. You guys are. I'm gonna. No, but look. Like, I'm. You know, I think maybe if I'm being generous, I'll say I'm tough but fair.
Yes.
I'll agree.
Exactly what I was telling you right now. It's like, are you down to just be thrown into a grinder and
Yes.
and mulched into pieces?
Yes.
And you said yes because I know you enjoy a challenge, you can handle it. I'm not gonna just like, hey man, spend 4 hours making characters and then also
Well, with the sheet,
know,
it's down to 1
bend
hour.
then bend over.
Bend over, let me insert my GM.
My great mass.
There
That's
you
what
go.
GM stands for.
Well, with the
Character
sheets, character creation is down in time from 4 hours of creation time to about an hour.
To about an
for
hour.
new players, yeah. And actually, if you know what you're doing, I think it's way less.
I think we created Sean and Dan in something like 20 minutes, man.
No, it took us a long time, but we were guiding people through it at the same time.
Oh,
so
that's
it's
right.
fine.
That's right.
Mhm.
If we were like heads down, like no distractions, just doing it, we could have popped it out like in 20-25 minutes.
Yeah. So I will. I'm gonna, because you guys are like all over the place. You like both, which sort of like a variety, which that's fair. I like to play and I like to run a very hard campaign. It's a lot more enjoyable for me, and I want to push my players into something where I want to demand their attention. I want to focus really hard. I want them to use 100% of their brain power. I want them completely into it, and I want them most of all to outsmart me.
How many
because that
characters do
brings
I?
me joy.
How many characters do I have in the How many characters
So I want
do I have in the graveyard?
I don't know, none. I want you guys, besides that alien campaign, because everybody lost characters.
Well, yeah, we all died.
There was a
horribly.
reason you started with 4, but
I think I even lost a predator on that one and had to make up another one.
you all lost several predators.
Yeah,
But I think yours made it the farthest though.
Yeah, you did. You started just rising above the challenges just barely. But that to me is like that to me is the most satisfying to watch you guys overcome something.
You don't
But
you don't have to lie,
to
Hector.
the-
You like the fear in our eyes when we're in hard
Well,
combats.
of course I do.
It
the thing-
feeds you. It sustains
I want
you.
to make you feel.
the thing about
How dare you
you
give
know-
me feelings? How dare
You know what
sir?
you know what they say? Angels to some, demons to others. I don't.
well, it's like Hector. Whenever we played chess, man, you were a very tough opponent, man, and you pinned me down on many occasions. But you didn't have a very strong end game.
That's true. But that's when I played you. Since then, I've improved greatly.
I hear challenge.
I haven't played chess. I haven't played chess in like 10 years.
It I had an occasion where I had nothing to do and I was stuck in a place and I just kept playing this guy over and over and over again, and like the whole thing just clicked, and I started seeing chess differently. And since then, I've been a far tougher opponent. I haven't been beat since.
Nice.
Yeah,
Um,
Rain.
I also
Oh, nice.
haven't played a master because the guy who taught me was ranked top 1,000 in the world. So there's that, and I never beat him once. So
I'm still disappointed that you guys took down my giant so easy. Stupid Hector, I crawl in his ear. Like, well, I guess I can't stop you. Since I'm hitting his organs, does he not get his DN since I'm
Ooh.
inside his body? I'm like, God damn it!
he gets the DN from the skin, right?
Julie,
How'd you like my
we
impression
have
of me?
Rain.
How'd you like my impression of me? I was trying to do an impression of you do an impression of me. That's how we roll.
It was terrible. It was terrible. He was supposed to pwn you guys.
Yeah, no. I was like, I climb him.
And Stupid Hector's character had like super speed. He was like super fast, and then Luke's character is like, I'm just gonna fly around in the cloud and just shoot at him. Like, oh great! So he's getting shot from every direction. Like, what's hitting me? I don't know. So he couldn't find Luke, and then he was just slowly bleeding to death because there's a Tasmanian devil inside him, tearing him to shreds.
Hey, Luke, remember when we were being super jerks? And we were like, Yuli told us about the slug that was eating all the crops and we had to take care of it. And we're like, so there's like a giant snail? Ooh, let's bring some salt. And you're like, and the helicopter kept going like, I told you it's a slug. So there's this like giant snail. And we pour some salt on it.
Same thing. Slug, snail. One's got a shell, one doesn't.
We were just being mad jerks about it, and then I filled my full auto shotgun with rock salt and stuff, bastard.
I remember that. I remember that well. I've ended him.
We're just gonna like pour a bunch of salt on this snail.
Oh man, we just got hit
Yeah.
with a little small bit of weather. That's not going to make it to you, Yuli. This next one on the way, it looks like it might make it through.
Good. I like the rain. Calms me.
When you live in the desert, the rain. Let me answer. Let's go back to the question real quick. Let me ask. I'll ask you this time first, Yuli. Have I ever run an easy campaign?
No, I would say all your campaigns are intermediate to hard.
Oh wow! I thought I did run some easy campaigns. I guess
I don't
vision of
remember.
what's easiest.
I don't remember ever just kind of walking through a campaign when you're GM. There was always some challenge, you know.
Well, I mean some challenge, but so that
I have a different opinion on that, man.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think you've run some fairly easy campaigns, man. The Road Rash campaign.
Not for me.
There was. You died. You died. Yeah, you died on that one. You only died once, though.
No, I died twice.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, to me that was.
I think Tank died, but I don't remember anyone else died.
It was
Steel. My first character
and
died.
Steel.
and Steel, and I think there was another one. But
Was
to
there?
me,
I had two characters in that campaign.
I thought AB brought your other character back.
He used the luck point to restart my heart. I remember that.
There you go. Because I remember
But I don't know if I made
there
it to the last
were
boss or not. But I did. I
what it
did make it
was
pretty far though.
in that one. The DSs were tough, but the strategy was pretty straightforward. The role playing was probably the most fun in the entirety of it. So to me, it seemed more like an easy game, especially since I exploited the system and role played entire
That's what you're supposed
sessions
to
to gain points because like I know we're going into something bad,
do.
so I'm going to role play so that I gain points for role play because that's what this is about. It
All
rewards
right,
good
guys.
role playing.
All right, guys, get ready. The last battles are coming soon. And it looks
I'm going
like
to get
I'm
married.
gonna get married. I could use an extra 8 points. I'm gonna drag this marriage out for 2 sessions. Get another 12 points out of it. Get a luck point. Like fill out this other thing that I had. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
you played
I
me good.
mean, that's playing to the advantage of it, but it takes good role playing because if I didn't role play it well, if I was just like, well, I'm going to get married. Okay, well, what do you do? Well, I get married. No, you got to role play the whole thing out, man. You got to play your character. You got to play it well. Otherwise, it's like, well, yeah, you went through the motions. You're like, I'm getting married. I'm going up to my wife. I say I do.
Well, yeah, we had to
And
throw. It's
no,
like
you
there's no
gotta,
way that there wasn't going to be a big giant party because
yeah. But
uh,
we're at
uh,
we're at a
He
we're
was
at a
the prize.
party, and
Mindy knew you were going off quite possibly to your death.
yeah,
Uh, and you guys were in good with Mort, so she's like, okay, like
the
yeah, well,
mortars.
let's make a. No, no, remember it was Mork and Mindy,
Yeah,
and
we were the Morks.
you
She
were
was
the
Mindy,
Morts. Yeah, the
and we
Mortars
were
were
in
another
good with the
guys.
mortars. They were the ones hanging out at the party. I jumped up on the table and said, "You want to fight?" And
Yeah, I can't remember if you got in good with the Mortars and the Classics, and the Black Lotus was
but
the only one I did not
the whole
remember.
thing about that campaign was there was a certain easiness to it. The DSs were tough, and that's where the dice rolls come in. But the role play was smooth, easy. Every character you were playing was fun to interact with. It wasn't this challenge of investigation of what do I do, strategy. There was battle strategy, yes, but there wasn't this massive where you're sitting there saying, looking at the other characters and saying, what do we do next, guys? Where do we go?
Yeah,
How do we find
yeah.
a lead?
No, you guys did that really well because I just set up the situation, and because I had so much time to set up the situation, um, it was kind of like you guys would go through a couple options between yourselves and just figure it out. So that's what I normally like to do. Um, hopefully, we'd see a campaign where we're doing something like that again soon. But I am actually really enjoying this. So I don't know. Right now, I'm kind of leaning. I'm leaning
Leaning
like
towards killing us brutally in a.
no, no, no. I'm leaning like I'm no. I thought about this. I'm leaning like 57%, maybe 63%. I'm leaning towards season 2.
Oh,
Just because I'm doing really
well,
well. In
that's one of those. That's one of those things where you're reading articles online and it says Preternatural's been picked up for a second season, so now you know the main characters aren't going to die. We could do anything, Yuli.
I'm leaning there. No,
Points, woo!
no, you guys die. You guys die. You guys die. I was thinking
Yeah,
about.
it'll just
I
jump
was
to
thinking about
another
half
hunter.
honoring that and giving you new luck points every season. But I think you guys. So the reason that I haven't flat out given you the luck points is because I'm looking at it. You guys are getting more destiny points. As a matter of fact, I said 2. I was meant to say 3 because I kind of gypped you out of some.
I'll fix that right now.
Because I didn't award you any for last session. So you guys are getting better at using destiny points.
I'm
So
getting
hopefully,
better at remembering we have destiny points to use.
yeah, I know it's a new mechanic. It's new, and we're in a super rush when we're doing the thing, so it's not easy. But
And I was a know-it-all twice this session.
but I was thinking, by the end of the session, you guys are going to be like 300-point characters.
We are?
That's massive. You started at 240, right? So what's 21 times 3? 63. So you started at 240.
We're at 261 right now.
Well, you were at 240.
Yeah.
You're getting 3 points every session.
Which reminds me, Hector,
we planned
you
21 sessions.
you didn't give us points for this.
Yeah,
session.
I'll give you points right now. You're getting 3 points every session. 21 times 3, that's 63. You guys are going to be at 303 points at the end of the season, assuming you make it.
See, that's
powerful character.
But that's how TV shows go, because the main characters never die.
Well,
no, you're supposed to advance.
The more we hunt, the more familiar you are with the monsters. So like, it's gonna get to a point where like it's gonna be like, oh, we're fighting vampires. We know exactly how to kill those, and then we already have like the perfect strategy, and then stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's a cool thing because we can focus more on story instead of other things that we're focusing on right now. I think it's going very, very well, and that's why I said I'm leaning towards. Assuming you live, I'm leaning towards picking up season 2.
You heard it here, folks. Season 2 has been picked up by the network.
No, it has not.
Sean and Dan will not die.
It's in negotiation. Where we will see.
There are only whispers of season 2 at the moment.
Yeah.
All rumor. For now.
It's all rumor. So, but who knows? Who knows? We still have several weeks before we decide.
I need to live for the next 7 sessions, so I can get my auto crossbow.
I'm just every session. Like I am so.
You have 17 werewolves coming at you. Sean, get behind me.
JB Supreme says they die and then wake up season 2, which is
nice.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
There you go. Because you know what? I mean, every time.
Dreams.
I'm not on Twitch. That's all. Hector's monitoring the chat. What's up, Mr. Supreme?
Yeah, so we things like that happen on Supernatural. That's why I like the show.
We're not hunters until we've died. So we're gonna die horribly.
You are. I just hope you make it to season 2.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's like what?
Because
seven more episodes, maybe.
No. What we do 8 today, so we got 13 more to go.
Yeah, no, I mean it depends on the year, because television shows started out doing something on the order of an episode a week for the full year, doing 52 episodes per year, Digimon.
But I know.
And then 24 became a thing. Then there was a writer's strike. Then 13 became a thing, and now 10 is the thing.
This is a WB show. So when other places were doing 20, 26 episodes, whatever it was, WB at the time was doing 56. And so when it shrank down to 12, WB was still doing around
24.
20. Yeah. So
all right, so we're looking at that because I was thinking, modern times we're looking at 10 episodes per season, and in that case we'd only have 3 more to go through. So we definitely die 3 more times before we get to season 2.
Maybe.
No, there's plenty of ways around death in this universe.
There is.
So.
Yeah, you already used one, but instead of going through the story arc, because I messed up on your sleepwalker thing and wasn't making you roll for it, and one of the options was pick up a new neurosis, I was just like double sleepwalk.
I was staring at that again today. I was like, well, I've used up all my destiny points. I'm about to die. I looked at my luck points. I was like, oh, 0. I'm dead. It doesn't matter.
I keep hoping you fail. That's my favorite part of the whole thing is messing with your sleepwalker trait.
But at least with the destiny points, like, we almost share it. Because, like, Luke, you could be like, oh, man, I don't have any destiny points, but I want to use right now. You could just be like, you use a destiny point to make them, like, monologue. Like, okay. And then I'll just use it, like...
Yeah, it's great,
'Cause
right? You guys are getting into the
show-wise-
spirit of it.
Show-wise, Sean would be like, Dan, buy me some time. And that would be me burning a destiny point to make the guy monologue so we could set up something for the next attack. And
Yeah,
Well, I don't know
it's,
I
it's
don't know the
working out,
show.
right?
I don't
It's
know the show
getting-
very well.
As you guys keep using the destiny points, it gets more and more like the show.
Well, I don't know the show very well, so I'm just going to keep playing poorly.
You don't really have to know the show, just
You don't need. You have to. You did it perfectly today when you made that guy monologue.
We just need to use destiny points more often. That's
And it says, do. I think I need to read it again, but I think I read it. It says, do nothing but monologue. I'm not sure, or it might say. Well, one of them says, do nothing but intimidate. I might be melding them together, but you can really take advantage.
You could force him to do nothing but monologue, and I remember I used that once before. Because it said do nothing but monologue, and I was like, "Are we free to move around while he's forced to monologue?" And you're like,
if "It says do nothing." I think the intimidate one is do nothing. The other one is force a character capable of speech to monologue. So he could have done other things, but he wanted to.
The
role playing's good.
Yuli's looking it up right now. I can see him. I can see him looking it up. He's reading it. He's finding it. He's got it. He's reading it. He's gonna tell you what's what now, man. He's gonna.
The whole entry is force a monster who is capable of speech to start a monologue. That's it. And then the intimidate is like it can't do anything but try to intimidate you.
Yeah, so he can still do stuff, but
you're basically
the
canceling
point
his attack.
But the thing is, if he's gonna monologue, the point is he's gonna take any action necessary for you to listen to him.
No.
So if he has to hold you down, or if he has to throw something somewhere or do something else, whatever he has to do is the most important thing for him to do as a poorly written villain is to is to get his point across. And
to monologue, you have to not kill the people listening to you because you want to monologue. You want to just sit there and listen. I have something to say.
And he walked right into that one this time. What did you do to James? Well, you shot him in the head a bunch of times and cut his head off and staked him through the heart.
That's why I was generous with it, because it was
perfectly timed.
Because it wrote itself really well. It was just like, yeah, I'm gonna give you the most generous interpretation of this. I think that and it worked out pretty awesome. I think as far as
we didn't die.
I got close.
Yeah, I tried though. That's usually we didn't die, but I tried.
So I'm gonna start burning destiny points now, just so it'll save us a few minutes next session to get some heals on me.
Oh, cool. Go for it. You're all low on hit points, huh?
Yeah. I'm just glad I'm glad I have more than what is it? More than one in because stamina's the hit points, right?
Yeah. So remember, the wounds come back every month, and the hit points come back every day.
Yeah. So I'm gonna burn 2 right now. Continue with the conversation. I'll tell you what I roll.
And there's Hector. He even looks like you, Hector.
What do you mean that looks like me?
He's got a mustache and a goatee.
It kind of does.
The skin color matches.
That's the lighting.
And the lighting matches. And the pitchfork holding matches.
I hate you. How dare you? How dare you? I'll stab you so bad.
Yes.
Sorry about the lighting. I have no other choice. It's too dark in my room.
Yeah. I think we'll live. It looks fine to me.
Alright, so I'm gonna roll to recover wounds. Roll a d4. As long as they are not in combat, we're not in combat anymore. Yeah! Oh, I rolled 2. So,
2.
Crap, how do I mark that? I'll just write it on a piece of paper.
Yeah, because I didn't explain hit points that well to Luke, he's got to reprogram it into the sheet.
Actually, no. I went straight in and just did the basic of the hit points. It's an expanding thing to where I know things are going
Can
to
you
be changing.
can you make it so that there's a time bar, and you click up hours or days, and it adds hit points as it
Yes,
goes through?
yes, that would
Yeah,
in fact make the entire thing easier.
yeah. Coming soon, guys.
Coming
Add
soon.
time,
The
auto
time
heal
bar
coming to your
fixes the
thing.
time bar fixes everything on that. Because I was looking at manual ways to put the hit points back in. I mean, all right, this little thing right here, it took a bit.
I'm rolling for hit points now.
One of the things that happens on the
You're,
sheet
uh,
itself
did you get all your wounds back?
Ooh. I
when
got two
you,
wounds back and I got 8 hit points back. So
let's
now
see.
that work.
All right, right here, for example, I'm going to show this thing off a little bit. Right there, you can see there's some wounds, and you notice if it's not too blurry, there are some gray numbers that you can barely see. I'm going to add some wounds because I only lost 3 hit points at this point, but I'm going to add some in there, and I'm going to throw a few in there just for the sake of it. Probably kill my character, but whatever.
Oh, it works out. I recovered enough to to I have only 1 wound but still have damage.
And
So.
I don't know if you could see that the little -1 lit up.
Mhm.
Now, see, the thing about that is it took quite a bit to make it go to where there's too much to explain. There's so much code. There's so much math that went into that. But using the timeline to put it back can work more easily than other systems. I like that. So
Yeah.
that'll help. But this
Yeah, so you
thing,
just click off
yeah,
the time that's passed and it.
yeah, as far as it goes, this thing's very basic, man. It was kind of the surface of the rules, grabbing the first things that it says about everything, like these things give synergies, these things give more hit points, and putting those in there while ignoring things because I knew they are still subject to change. For example, the talents, the
Yeah.
traits. The traits have just barely been finished. Where, say, you take obese, that adds thickness to your character, so that affects the hit points. But at the time, they were not
Yeah.
solidified
Well, what
as
other
rules.
game does that? Chunky people get hit points. Anywhere else? No. This game only.
I'm using a I'm
It's
using a third destiny point
logical.
to heal my
Yeah,
HP.
you also take negatives for other shit. But, what were you
Holy
saying?
rain.
I'm using a third destiny point for more HP recovery.
Yuli,
Yeah,
it's headed towards you, man.
I think I
You're
smell
about
it.
to get,
I could smell it.
yeah, you're
Ooh,
about to get
7.
some serious rain. You're getting a little bit of rain that I just got earlier. This one, it's coming in my windows, man.
I could smell it. Dude, these rolls have been like perfect. Because on my real damage, I have a 2, a 7, and an 8. I rolled to recover hit points, I recovered 8. I rolled again, I rolled a 7. So I'm just basically deleting the real damage.
Yeah, damage is complicated in this game, guys, but it reflects reality.
Okay, but
This
see
is
now,
hardcore.
like,
Gentlemen, you'll have to excuse me. I must appreciate the rain while I can.
bar-wise, I'm not at a negative, but I still have a wound. So I'm still missing
Yeah.
the top wound.
Yeah, well, you need a month to recover that. Your I think it's
Woohoo,
30,
it's about
30,
to
30, 30 days minus your
I'm gonna
close lightning.
30 days minus your health.
put it right next to the health bar as a
Yeah,
note.
30 days minus your health to recover a wound.
It's starting to come down in sheets, man. This is epic.
I could smell it.
Lucky you. Lucky you. I haven't had anything over here. Yesterday was 111. Today's been chiller.
Oh, we got Hillary Clinton to thank for this hurricane. She let it right into the country.
Hail,
Trump
hail
is pissed.
to Clinton. Hail, hail, hail. You got some everybody over there in Florida is dying, but we're over here. Thank you. We're not.
So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna note it right next to my hit points that I
Yeah.
have 1 wound.
Oh, I almost forgot to take the damage off that I threw in there.
JB says, dang, Hillary Duff.
Yeah, that damn woman bringing rain to the desert and letting hurricanes into our country. Oh,
that's Hillary plus Duff beer.
Dude, I'm already getting the humidity sweats. I'm just sweating for no reason.
Hey, no, for reals.
The humidity.
I've been sweating this whole time because of the humidity. I'm nowhere near you.
That was a fast storm.
I'm like,
it was fast, it was small, but it was heavy.
I'm 7 hours away from you guys.
Well, see, the thing's not even going towards you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Zip.
I think I'm gonna
just passed.
Ooh.
Wow, nice.
That stuff just passed over me, man.
I think
that stuff just passed over me.
I think I'm gonna up my health just to get one more wound.
Do it. You should. Can you? You got the points for it?
Yeah, I'm at a 1. My health is at a 1, so I'm gonna up it to a 2
to
get that.
You should.
And then I wouldn't be suffering from a -1, because the -1 would happen. I'd still be missing that wound, but the -1 would happen on the second row, not the first row.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna spend that right now,
just for fun.
Oh, not there. Here.
Wow, I got more hit points than that. That's incredible.
You should, but man, that really hit me when I realized that you guys were going to be 300-point characters at the end of the
and just for fun. That's what happens when you die.
The whole sheet does all that by itself. It's pretty awesome.
But now since I've been neglecting using the Destiny points, I still have 2 left. Because I accidentally saved some up.
Otherwise, put it back to normal.
That's what it's for. Like I said, there's no healing potions in this campaign, guys. So
yeah, there is. It's called doctoring and rest.
Oh, it's healing and rest. You guys didn't take healing.
No.
Doctoring's like stitch people up.
And I forgot to add doctoring and healing to my NPC.
I don't know why you do that.
I've learned that you can have a swamp.
You know what? I really don't care that because you guys haven't been to Lukenbach and
he's been so far away. Yeah.
Yeah, you can shift his character around if you want. I don't really care.
You know, I've learned that you can have
the whole point was for him to be able to heal you.
It was initially, and then I didn't put the points in it. But he's getting points because I'm getting points, so I'm slowly working in that. And he's also hunter friendly, I guess. But he still doesn't know that we're hunting, so he hasn't. That's why it hasn't really come up yet, sorta. You know what I mean?
Should you make that up? I don't know if that's.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, backstory wise, I have arcane knowledge from him, but we just haven't played it out yet in the sessions.
Yeah, you guys will probably be back in Lukenbach eventually.
And I mean,
I don't know when.
He's a 10-point friend, so I guess if I called him on the phone and told him to come cross the city, he would. No?
He might.
We could just roll for it.
No, he might. He will if he can. But that, whatever the situation might be.
Yeah. If I ask him to join me in a fight, he's going to be like, no. No, but drink this before you go.
I mean, actually, for me, that's fine. You ask him to join you in a fight, he's a devoted friend. I'll just kill him. So,
no, but
so it's up to you.
No, because
so it's up to you.
Actually, no. I would take him on investigations, but I never ask him to fight because he's not a warrior. Mm-hmm. He's a freaking college professor, man. He doesn't fight.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll kill him quick.
Yeah. That's why I don't bring him into battle. Because
mm-hmm.
knowing you'd be like, somebody shoots you, but they miss. Oh, your friend's laying down. Damn it! I dodged for him to get shot in the face.
I would never do anything like that.
No, not Hector the Giving, as some people refer to you in some circles.
Yeah, absolutely. The most giving. When are you gonna do your put your dog in Sean.
Put your freaking dog in already. Just build them so we can use them next session.
Yeah.
You spent the points for him.
I know. I've been spending too much time trying to get the character sheet to.
I know it's not that bad that you haven't done them so far, but things are getting to the point where your friend might be combat worthy and actually help you out.
You know what? I'm looking at it saying he probably would have died this time around, so it's a good thing that he's not there.
Well, I wish you had the dog in because I avoided the dogs because that wasn't a thing from the Supernatural show. Like vampires did not have a thing with dogs. They
didn't care about him, right?
There was never a dog around. I don't know. It's probably because a trained dog would have cost too much money. You got to remember, Supernatural was a budget show, so it was like a trained dog that would have cost 5 times as much as an actor.
Yeah.
And I mean the makeup department had a really low budget, obviously, because every monster was a human. So all that butt stuff is gonna show up here, in some way or another, and since they never had dogs, none of the vampires ever had dogs or an affiliation with hounds, then I decided to leave those out for the last episode and for vampires hereforth.
Well, I'll get to it as soon as I can, man. I just need to.
And I mean, he's a dog, so like, how many talents could he have? 2?
No, what you need? No. So what you need to do is go into the man's Martian and Machines chapter, and build him as a dog. And you need to give him extra limbs. They give the improved run option.
And the crazy times whatever smell rolls and stuff like that.
Yeah, super smells in there. All that stuff you need to build dog is in there. But that you don't really need talent.
Dogs don't have talents.
They have dogs have plenty of talents. They go woof woof, and you go like, "Oh, Timmy's stuck down the well," and you're like,
and you teach them to do this.
Yeah, they totally do that.
Jump, sit, beg, play dead.
They can bow. They can roll over.
You could teach your dog to drag me out of battle when I'm almost dead.
You can put a treat on their nose, and they won't eat it until you tell them it's okay.
Because they're good boys.
I'm gonna have to totally make a cop dog.
Well, you can, assuming you have enough points. Like I said,
240 points for the dog.
JP Supreme says you're a cop dog. You're a cop now, dog.
Well, I'll tell you what. JB. Mr. Beef Supreme. My neighbors have frequently accused me of being another undercover cop. I personally find myself far too waist deep in grape juice to be an undercover cop.
You should lean into that so they stop giving you noise complaints.
Mm-hmm.
You should be like, did I make too much noise? What are you going to do? Call the cops?
Got my sergeant on speed dial. How you want to do this?
Yeah, too bad these current neighbors haven't accused me of that. Yeah. But actually, well, I better not to.
You better not
say
push
anything
it
about that.
Yeah.
I spooked a guy is all. I don't think he thinks I was a cop.
Spooky, but it's the beard. That's what happens.
It was just this guy that sat in the same place for a long time, and I figured he was probably going to get busted doing whatever he was doing, and he was there all the time. So I looked right at him, and they got spooked.
Looks like JB Supreme is not into cops. I agree with you.
Yeah,
little cops emblem thing.
F the police.
Yeah.
F.
I mean, dude, cops can be fine and good.
Coming straight from the underground.
Cops can be fine and good when they're not authoritarian, jackasses.
When
Yeah, I know,
they're
but
only
it's
doing
rare.
their job.
People.
It's rarer and rarer these days. So before I got this this tattoo on my arms, originally what I wanted to do is on this one, like upside down right here, would be F the, and on this one would be police, so that when I went like this, it spelled it out together.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Lace your fingers, put your hands in the back, turn around, just like
Tase for no reason.
but it would be pretty funny.
Oh, do you remember that? You remember that one time at when we were at that bar we work at? I'm trying to avoid names.
I think we can say the name.
There was
unless you're trying to avoid giving out personal information. You can say the name of the bar.
We used to work at Whiskey Dick's, and there was this fight in the parking lot, and the cops were there, and there's two people fighting, right? And then one guy was trying to get his friend to stop fighting, but he ended up in the melee. He sees the cop point the taser at him. He's like, "Run, guy, run, guy, run, guy!" And we were just laughing.
I couldn't stop laughing, right?
Yeah.
Remember, I had a guy pinned inside the door. I pinned his leg. I ran up on that fool, as fast as I could, and I slammed into his door. He was standing between his door and his truck. So I smashed his legs into the door frame and crushed him that way. And he was like, oh, like all smashed in the door frame. And I was smashing his leg and holding him there. And he looks at me through the window and screams, "Are you effing kidding me?" And I was just like, yeah, screw you, buddy. Like, yeah. And that's when I see the cop coming around, and I'm just like, this guy right here, and I just walked away like this.
Well, that's the thing, man. It's like
everybody
that gets crazy at a bar and starts getting violent, man. You know, that's a problem. You know, you need to put that in its place and stop that kind of garbage. I used to get so drunk at the bar that I fell asleep at the bar, woke up the next day because somebody's unlocking the bar and saying, "Why are you on the couch?"
You only were able to do that because you were my friend. Nobody got.
Yeah. But I didn't set off the alarm because I slept without moving. But
no. So that's one of the reasons that I have a unique perspective on role-playing games, is because I've fought a lot of people. This guy right here, if I can, I think he's right there.
I don't know which one of us you're pointing at.
I'm pointing down at helicopter.
I got you guys on side and side over here, man.
We grabbed a lot of people, manhandled them, did a lot of icky stuff.
Well, I was more talky, you were more grabby.
You would go up to somebody and wipe their face and be like,
"You were a lot more charming than I was."
At the time, yeah, I don't think I could do it now.
You just go up to you and be like,
"No, I learned from you." I learned from you.
I think if I tried to bounce now, I'd be like, "I'm gonna need 2 more guys because I'm getting physical now. Get over here!"
You're out of patience. We reversed roles. You're less patient now. I'm more patient.
Yeah, I'm just getting old and cranky. I'm just getting old and cranky.
No, I remember. Well, you stopped bouncing. I kept bouncing for several years more, like 8 more years after you did. And luckily, I went to bars that were less and less violent.
Rocker bars.
Yeah, bars. Absolutely. Like House of Rock.
You go from Whiskey Dick's, the Hick Bar, to House of Rock, which became somehow the lesbian metal bar.
I keep telling this joke, but it's real. It's true to life. Like, I keep telling it this way because it's a joke. It's funny, but it's absolutely dead on real. When we started working at Whiskey Dick's and things were as crazy as they were, to me, in my head, it was normal because I saw Roadhouse. So I thought that's just the way things were. Like, it's a joke. Everyone left, but it's dead serious every time.
I liked House of Rock, man. I remember I was on the patio smoking a cigarette, and these guys are just slapping and bullying the hell out of this one dude. And I jump across the table and I grab the guy's arm and I was just like, "Stop that!" And he's like, "Do you work here?" "I don't work there." I was like, "Yes, and it's my day off." And he was like, "Oh, okay." But people there were so chill that even though they were trying to start a fight with this guy, they just stopped and were like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
They beat him up later in the parking lot. I didn't care.
I love that.
It wasn't where I was
House,
smoking a cig.
I wish you bounced with me at House of Rock because it was so cool.
Dude, I basically did, man. Every night, dude, you guys were cleaning up.
Every night.
And I'm like, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing?
Love going to work. I never showed up late. I'd show up an hour early sometimes.
No, man, no. You totally showed up late because you were bouncing.
I was drunk.
You were bouncing, and then we're like, dude, come drink with us. And you're like, hey, Matt, it's slow. Can I clock out? And he was like, sure. So you started drinking with us. We drank through the night. We went to my place, drank through the night. You called Matt, and you're like, I can't come in. I'm drunk. So we went into House of Rock. He's like, I thought you couldn't come in. It's like, yeah, I'm drunk.
Did you see I'm wasted? I can't work tonight.
I can't work today, but I can still walk.
No sleep, man. No sleep. We drink all through that night again, man. And it's like, you're like, dude, I've got to go get tires. So we go to Walmart, man. Drunk out of our minds. It's 7 a.m, man. We go to get tires for your car. And I'm like, this is taking a long time. I'm going to go sit. I used to be a mechanic, so I'm like, I'm going to go see what's going on, man.
All three of us were here for this.
Yeah, and I'm like, we're in Yuli's car for this, man, because Hector's tires are getting done. I walk in, I'm like, what's going on here, guys? And these guys are in Walmart.
No, I think weren't we in my car on a jack stand because the tire was getting replaced?
It's possible, man.
I thought we threw the tires in my
I think we went to the parking lot. I don't remember how it worked, dude. I remember like being in the parking lot, jacked up with a tire off.
You were getting more than one tire done, man. I think you might be getting the spare.
I might be getting confused.
It's probably, but I go back, man, and I'm like,
a little under the influence.
I'm like, hey guys, what's going on back here? And they were just saying, look at me, and I was like, and they're just standing there chit chatting, and the tires are on the floor. I'm like, been taking an awful long time to get some tires done. Go back to the car. Tires are done in like 10 minutes. Hector's like, I gotta bring you to get tires every time. Then we continued to drink again through the night, where Hector shows up to work again, and Matt's like, really? And I'm like, what, dude? I'm still drunk.
So the point I brought it out is because I have this inkling that most people that write these role-playing games have never been in a fight. Because the way that they describe combat or write the rules has like nothing to do with reality. And,
to be honest, I've never been in a fight that I've won.
Well, I mean, fair enough, but Yuli has been in a bunch of altercations, a lot of them with me. And would you say that the game is fair when it considers reality in that aspect of how things actually work?
That's where those dice roll comes in, man.
Because I only have like a year of wrestling under my belt, so I basically had like expert shoots 1. It was a smooth action to like make contact, wrap up, and then figure out what I'm gonna do next. So I felt like in real life I had expert shoots 1.
Yeah, so you see where the skills come from. All the skills are in combat are based in reality. And I think I have more fight experience than
you've been in way more fights than I have. I can tell you that right now. Honestly, when I was younger, I kind of had a silver tongue, but not anymore.
Yeah.
I've been almost jumped several times and literally talked my way out of it.
I failed to do that.
That's the best way, yeah.
Yeah, one time.
I'm like, you guys are.
It's like we got a whole spectrum of the thing.
Yeah.
I always just get beat up.
I never. I don't like to use absolutes, but I think it's fair to say that I was never in a fight that I didn't want to be in.
You were never in a fight that caught you by surprise.
Yeah.
I was never in a fight I wanted to be in.
I was just a violent kid.
So was I.
Now, luckily, I haven't been a fight in years and years, so
That just means
I'm
you're gonna
finally
be
I'm
slow.
I'm,
You're gonna have
I'm
to go out
finally
there, Hector, and start some chaos. Get your skills back up. You're losing ranks, bro.
no.
Yuli,
I'm finally
Yuli,
succeeding at the whole pacifist
Yuli,
thing.
let's
Oh.
get in your
I've been a
car,
failing pacifist
take
for
your
many, many
vacation,
years now.
time. Let's go and jump Hector.
Come jumping. You're
Well,
welcome.
see,
Yeah, come on over.
this is the other
Just
problem.
give me
No,
a
this
few
is the other
tabs
problem.
so I
This is the
can.
other problem. See, Hector is uniquely suited to write a system based in reality because he has quite a bit of experience fighting. On top of that, he has quite a bit of experience with guns. I'm pretty sure he has
J,
some lamps that are
yeah,
made of guns.
JB Supreme says beat him up and then your livers. That sounds like a good suggestion.
Yeah, no, Hector over here has a very comprehensive experience with guns. He probably has some lamps made of guns. So, when we go to jump him, he'll just get his lamp and start shooting at us.
Yeah, so that's things like I have been a hobbyist gunsmith, an avid shooter, uh, 2 years of boxing, 12 years of bouncing, a pretty rough childhood, lots and lots of fights. Conservatively 40, more than likely about 70. Uh, um, it's just I've been like so as far as when the combat system comes through, it's like a lot of that. They say what you
Experience.
write. They say what like write what you
Write
know,
what you know.
and you reveal more of yourself when you write than than you can even imagine, right? Like when you write something, you're revealing a lot about yourself. So when I write the system and I have a fairly comprehensive knowledge of what I'm doing, plus I'm a major nerd and all I want to do is play some TTRPGs. I'm kind of
Well
very
suited
well
for the job.
qualified. I'm very very well qualified for this kind of thing. I hope it comes out across, and I hope a lot of people appreciate it.
Excuse me.
Yeah, as opposed to other games, it's like roll this, and it's all an abstractionalism where you're trying to. I mean, some of those are good. Don't get me wrong. Where you're trying to tell a story and you roll something, and the roll tells the story for you. Those are awesome. Those are great. But I feel like I can conquer both worlds.
You've got scratchy hairs on your microphone.
I'll do I. I'll try to fix that. I gotta shave, guys. I've not shaved. I'm doing that whole like that fast where you're like protesting and you're like, somebody better feed me or change society before I die. But all I'm doing is growing my beard and not telling anybody about it.
Yeah, the true cause, the internal
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I'm just growing my beard, and it's gonna keep growing until things get better. Even though I haven't told anyone about it, I didn't make this protest public, but
let's see how long I can get this thing to go.
I'm already starting to get tired of it. I almost trimmed my entire beard, not off, just shorter. But then I'm like, it always, there's always that awkward period when you regrow your beard where it just looks wanky as hell until it finally gets to a specific length.
You know? When I ate part of it when I was trying to eat a hot dog, I was just like, wow, there's a lot of mustache in my mouth right now, and I'm not happy about it.
I don't know. I think you
got
that big old bush on your lip. I can't do that.
I know.
I can't.
I know. I go like this every once in a while, and it's big enough to kind of stick out of the way.
Nice.
So, for the most part, it doesn't bother me anymore. Just
mustache wax. I do this. Is this
Clubman Spinad? Now that I remember,
I don't wax.
That sounds
it's called
fancy.
Yeah, it's only $6. You can buy it on eBay or something because if you buy it from the site, the shipping costs too much. But if you get on eBay, you can go get some Clubman Spinad for $6. And that is the best stuff that I've used. It'll hold up in a hot day. You can get black, brown, or whatever if you want to color it in, but there's also like neutral or something, which I think is the clear one. And you can totally put a curl in, put a spike in, whatever you want to do.
Dolly style, man. I remember when you had the 4 spikes. I just push it out of the way. try to get it to go down and stick in the other hairs on the sides of my
I
face.
just give it a twist, and it's long enough that it kind of sticks out of the way.
Mm.
JB Supreme says, I use Honest Amish beard balm.
You know, man,
Mm.
I'm starting to want JB Supreme in on this with us.
I was kind of thinking about
The
it.
guy's a nerd.
I was
He's
about
got
to
a
invite him to the
beard.
game.
He loves TTRPGs. This guy is my kind of guy.
JB Supreme says, you're a nerd. That's true. That's true. As violent as upbringing as I had compared to most people, you also puts LOL. Yeah, absolutely. I've always wanted to be a nerd. When I grew up, I just have those interests, those bookish kind of interests where I want to do crafty art.
Nerd's a straight compliment here, man. If you're hanging out with people who play Dungeons and Dragons, and you know people who just video game their asses off, if they call you a nerd, take it as a compliment.
Yeah, JB Supreme goes on guilty as charged. That's the thing, man. Like, I'm probably in my teens. I was that guy's like, you ain't no nerd. Always been a contradiction, man. Like,
that's one of my favorite. One of my favorite fights that I've ever lost in my life. There's this cholo, and he's beating up on this autistic guy and trying to take his cigarettes. And I came up to him. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Fuck you, nerd." Nope, I shouldn't have said that, but you know, context.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I'm a big nerd. What are you gonna do about it?" And he hit me a lot, and I fell down.
But it's the principalities.
Well, he stopped picking on the little guy, and then he started picking on me all the time.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I got into this. Excuse me, sorry, I'm trying to get the hair out of my face.
Yeah, that hair was right on the microphone.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Like I was bullied. Me and my best friend were bullied a lot, but I didn't have the wherewithal to stand down or cower out. So I just learned to fight at an early age.
Yeah, until you met Mike Ramey, and he's like, "This is Carlos. Let's give him a wedgie."
Yeah, and I was just like, "Okay, I'm totally a bully. Let's go give him a
guys, it really hurts."
It's like still up there, man. It doesn't matter how much I pull out my underwear.
I love Carlos, man. The first time I ever met the dude, he came up and just credit carded me. I didn't even know his name, and he credit cards me and runs away. And I was like, "Did that just happen? Am I supposed to be mad or laugh?" So naturally, I laughed, which gave him the in to continue to do it, and I continued.
Yeah, no,
because it was hilarious.
No, you encouraged him, which was when I
hilarious.
had to be a bully again and go around punching everybody for being all weird and sexual. I didn't like that stuff. You gotta remember, I grew up like really valuing my personal space because of all the fights I'd been in. All of a sudden, a guy comes up and give you a little.
Should I punch him?
Give you a little.
It was funny.
Give you some walnut checks or give you a credit card.
Or flip the pancakes.
Yeah, all that stuff, man. It's like, why are you touching me, man? Like,
it was like I was hanging out at the House of Rock, man. And I'm standing there, and out of nowhere, this guy nut taps me. I'm just like, all right. So I'm smoking my cigarette. A few hours go on, and I was just like, hit him so hard he's crawling around on the ground coughing.
Give him a star cookie.
You know, it was funny when he did it to me. So it was funny when I swatted him with full swing, man. Surprised he didn't get mad about it.
That was the slang, right? A backhand to the walnuts. It was a star cookie, right?
Star cookie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He came out of nowhere. I've never met the guy in my life.
If it was a close hand, it was a nut check. But if it was an open hand and you flung the fingers, it was a star cookie.
What is it when you take your hand from one side to the other and just swap as hard as you can?
You're an asshole. That's
The star cookie crumble.
That is so messed up. You're an absolute jerk, man. I don't even know. Why do I even talk to you, man? That's messed up.
The same reason you talked to me for the same reason you were once dancing on someone's car, kicking the windshield wipers off of it.
What? Don't listen to him, Jay. I don't know if I did that or not.
There were pictures, man. There were pictures. It was when you first went to Boston.
Oh no, I didn't kick the windshield wipers off. There was a kayak on top. And kayaks are my mortal enemy.
It all makes sense now.
Well, I don't want to tell that story, but basically,
You don't want to tell that story, but you're gonna tell that story.
No. We're just reminiscing. Let's talk about role-playing stuff.
Kayaks did you wrong, and you had to write it. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I drank all my William Lawson, which is okay. It took me 3 weeks, but I'm gonna open this passport, and I'll tell you how. I'll give you a review in a moment. Assuming it pours out.
All right. Let's talk about role playing in the meantime. So, what does role playing mean to you?
Oh, that's such a broad question.
How do you feel?
I like role playing because I don't have to be myself. I can
I
be
think,
whatever I want.
I think Hector likes his apple juice. This is degraded into two guys enjoying apple juice and grape juice, and a third guy sitting there enjoying the smell of his fingers.
It's got such a nice nose, even though it's a lot of vanilla.
For your information, Luke, I'm playing with my soul patch.
It feels like vanilla and apple, red apple. Which is, I prefer green apple.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit peach.
I like
Let's
my
see how it
apples.
goes in the
I like my
palate.
apples a little tart. So I do. I also prefer green apple.
What does that taste like? Smoky, peaty.
I figure it probably tastes something like Ishige Rahao.
No, I'm gonna say pigs in a blanket.
Huh?
Yeah, it tastes like branded pork.
Is that good or bad?
It tastes really good. I love pigs in a blanket.
Well, I do too, but I don't want to drink them.
No, this is fine. This is like a stop measure. This is like a prejudice that you have in your brain that's stopping you from enjoying stuff. Like, this just stopped the top of my head because it's smoky, but also sweet, and kind of like that yeasty bread stuff. And then because of the smokiness, you get like the sausage flavor almost of it, like not actual sausage, but the smokiness that it comes off the grill.
Like when you eat crepes for the first time, and you're like, "Oh man, that's a great pancake," and somebody's like, "It's not pancakes, man, it's a crepe." You're like, "Yeah, same thing."
Yeah, no, it's fine. I overpaid for it, but
This is fine.
I like that one. Yeah.
I love that.
This is fine.
That was my whole life in Boston. Yeah, a little bit of cheese too. It tastes like cheddar cheese melted over a pig on a blanket.
You just better stop it. Just stop.
This is fine.
This is fine.
It tastes really good. The like sharp cheddar flavor, but also a little bit of that like nacho cheese that comes out of like the bucket or that big can.
The big
This is
can.
fine.
The
Yeah, the nacho cheese can. The big. Yeah, the big horrible like stuff that you get. Yeah, this is what it tastes like. Like you pour that over a pig in a blanket, and then you drink it and get drunk. I don't understand. I don't understand what your problem is with this. This sounds like incredibly good.
This is fine.
This is fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I've also, so it's not an entirely fair test because I've been drinking the other stuff. I just switched over, so that might mess with my palate a bit. As a matter of fact, hold up, I got some water here.
Yes, always drink water between shots of apple juice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
What do you got in there?
It's a little different. It's more like a Slim Jim beef stick.
those are, I don't know. I don't appreciate those descriptions for apple juice, man. I don't want to drink apple juice that tastes like meat. I want to drink apple juice that tastes like apples. Damn it!
That is the worst description.
Look, guys,
apple juice.
look.
It tastes like meat. Like, oh, it's terrible.
No, it's smoky. The smokiness gets to you.
Snap into a Slim Jim. Good Lord.
Yeah, glug glug.
Welcome to Whiskey Reviews with Santana.
No.
Yuli, what do you got? What do you got? What do you got in that cup, man?
Just water, man. I'm always crazy thirsty.
Oh, I don't.
Cause I don't drink it. According to my body weight, I need to drink a gallon and a half of water a day to sustain.
Wow.
Not.
I never. No, that's a lie. I think that's a lie.
Yeah, it's half your body weight in ounces.
Drink half a bottle of whiskey instead, and I promise you'll be a lot better.
Apple juice?
No, it'll just make me sleepy.
Yeah. Well, you gotta. So the art of day drinking is
to drink only apple juice or other fruit juices and never alcoholic beverages.
To constantly eat and move around and be active, and then you can drink all day. Yeah, that's why I love my Bloody Marys with all my little garnishes and stuff.
Oh man, a Bloody Mary is just the best thing ever. As long as it doesn't have any alcohol in it.
I've had your Bloody Marys, and you need to try mine because I have done a thing with that. That's amazing.
As have I, man. And it's been a long time since you've had a Bloody Mary that I've made.
Well, you forget that I've bartended for 2 years. Yeah, so I did this professionally, and I
all right, check this then.
We're getting a little bit of a feedback.
I don't care about that right now. What's your opinion on this?
No. Talking about the sound.
So to sum it up, I enjoy intermediate games.
Yeah, man.
We got there, guys. Welcome
we did
to the Heavy Metal Role Playing System discussion, where we have definitely come to the conclusion that intermediate difficulty games are the bestest.
And I like to use all sorts of things in my Bloody Marys. I'll use spicy V8 with some spicy Clamato. I mix those at an appropriate ratio. Add no vodka whatsoever. This is a family channel. You know, your Worcestershire sauce, but I also like to add some Valentine.
Yeah.
Along with some, because you put your Tabasco, and I also like to throw in some Louisiana.
Hey, so do I. I do the Louisiana and the Valentine.
Last time I tried one of yours, Hector, it was so spicy. It was good though.
So spicy. That was amazing. All right.
Hector, yours sounds like it's gonna be like mine, man. Because I use the spicy V8 and I use the spicy Clamato.
And the sweet Valentina and the sour Louisiana.
Oh, I just use the straight regular Louisiana, man.
No, yeah.
It's just got that.
Sour. It's vinegar.
Sour, you know, because you throw your Tabasco in there regardless, and go a little easy on the Worcestershire. And I also like to use celery salt.
I use a full bottle.
A full bottle of Worcestershire.
No. The Worcestershire sauce. The Worcestershire sauce. I use I use a lot of aggressive dabs. Talking about the Louisiana, I'll use a small bottle of Louisiana.
Oh, I thought because I usually have the mega bottle of this. I use a full bottle.
Yeah, I go like that a bunch of times, and whatever goes in there goes in there.
Oh, good lord. We're both terrible bartenders.
No, I'm an amazing bartender. There's a lot of people who will tell you that my drinks are amazing. I never took a mixology class, but I love bartending.
My
I love
brother
getting drunk.
my brother used to bartend like nobody's business. He learned to layer things. He actually had bottles with the spigot popped in there, wrapped in duct tape, so that he could practice tossing them and throwing them. The only time that he would ever make a mistake when he was in the apartment is when it would bounce off the ceiling because he's used to a taller space to be able to throw these things.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
he'd sit there and do that all the time. I went and watched him once, and he's up there like it's a stage with his buddy bartending, and they're tossing bottles to each other like it was just ease. It's like he'd say, "Take a break." Boom! He just throws it. And it just goes, man, because it was closer to him. Goes over there, comes back. They're making drinks, and it was a spectacle, man. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah. So I didn't do that, but I did have a BB butterfly. With was a aluminum cast butterfly knife, but instead of a blade, it had a bottle opener.
Pull the
And I would
caps
sit
off.
there. Yeah, and I would sit there and do a trick for people when they came up. It's like I'll have two Bud Lights, and then pop pop.
My brother would
And
my
pop it
brother
back
in our apartment would hit people with the caps.
in. Yeah,
My
yeah.
brother and I were both jerks, but he taught
Mhm.
me a little bit about it. I'm not that good at all. I'm quite terrible at bartending. You do not want to drink the things I am mixing. I want to drink the things I am mixing.
I want to drink the things that I'm mixing too. I'll drink anything you mix. I don't care as long as it's all alcohol.
No, no, no. There's no alcohol in the stream, Hector. There's no alcohol. We're not drinking anything but.
No, rubbing alcohol. I meant.
Oh, rubbing alcohol, pure poison.
Don't ever drink.
Yes.
Don't ever drink rubbing alcohol, kids. It's bad for you.
But how else are you supposed to disinfect your insides, Hector?
It'll give you a tummy ache, and you'll have to go to the hospital. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh man.
I'm not. I'm not Dr. Fauci. I don't know anything about science.
If we were off the rails last hangout, then this hangout, we don't even know where the train is, man. The train's
The
gone,
more-
bro. We're just
the more
standing on the
apple
mountain
juice-
like, what are we doing now?
More apple juice
I don't
Hector
care,
drinks,
man.
the more
Honestly.
fun it becomes.
Honestly, let's be perfectly honest. I feel like we had a great session. I'm super happy about it. Here's to you guys. Cheers.
Salute. Bink, bink.
I thought that was great. Thought it was amazing. You guys busted my balls a little bit because you figured out what I was doing. Right off the bat.
I couldn't help it, man.
But yeah. So here's the thing on that. I like if we were just hanging out and playing, I wouldn't care if you were busting my balls for it. You could bust my balls all day for it.
Oh, I'm gonna bust your
But-
balls online.
But there was this guy. Was it a guy or a girl? I think it was a girl. I can't remember. She comes up to me and she hands me an ID. I'm taking IDs at the bar. I'm in charge of who comes in and who
Is that
doesn't.
the chick that
She
you
gives
wrote
me-
Stooge on her arm?
There's different. 12 years is going to be a lot of stories. This is a different one, guys. She comes up and she gives me an ID, and she's like, "Can we come in this side if we're under 21?" And I look at her and I go, "No, you have to go through that door over there." And then I look over at my friend. I do and he's going at me. He's making this face at me because I'm just like, I'm playing on this girl, like I'm messing with her, and he's looking at me like this, and he goes, and I'm just like, why is he making that face at me? So I start cracking up. I crack up so hard. My laughter is so intense that I literally run out of breath and fall to a knee. And I explain to him, it's like, he's like, "Why'd you do that? Why'd you tell her like that? Like, why'd you make that? Like, why'd you tell her that face? Why'd you use that inflection? Why'd you do that shit? Why'd you do that?" And I go like, "Dude, I'm messing with these people nonstop. I gotta make it fun for myself. I don't need to turn around and look at you and have you against me, cracking me up, man. Like, you gotta be with me. Get in on the joke, bro. Don't crack me up. We're here together. Like, we're on a team. Don't mess me up, man.
I like the one where that chick came into the bar, and she's 18, under 21. It's a show, so it's all ages, 18 and up. So you wrote the X's on the backs of her hands. She goes into the bathroom, wipes them off, and you catch her with a drink, and you're like, "That's it, you're out." And you kick her right out the bar. She's like, "No, but my purse is in there. My friends are in there. Can I just go back and get my purse?" You're like, "All right, fine, but only if this." And you wrote "Stooge" on both of her arms.
I remember that girl. You know,
She
things
wiped up again.
happened.
You kicked her out again. It was hilarious.
A lot of things happened at that bar. Yeah, like I said, you're there. I wish you bounced with me there. It was whatever I wanted it to be.
That's fine. You can go back in, Stooge.
Dude, you know I'm on top of it. You know how like I'm strict I get.
Yes. I remember. Hector comes up to me. "Luke, did you piss in this trash can?" Matt said I could. Matt!
Did you tell Luke he could piss in that trash can?
You cannot tell him he can do these things because
I
he
didn't
will.
think he'd do it, man. You should know better. Oh man,
That was a fun bar. That was a fun bar.
I loved that, dude. I still, if it hadn't closed down, I'd still be there. Promise you, I love that place.
Dude, I walked there because I don't drink and drive. I never, ever drink and drive. You always have the option. You can take a damn taxi. You can do whatever. You premeditate these things. You say to yourself, "Well, I'm going to get sloshed."
Sure. Especially
Time
now
to
with
start
Uber, there's
walking.
no excuses.
So I'd walk up there, and people are like, "Where's your car? Where's your buddy?" Well, my buddy usually drinks and drives, and I'll catch cruise with him because he's going to drink and drive anyway, so I'll die too. But, he's off busy, so I walked here because I'm not going to drink and drive. And they're like, "Wow, you're the designated drunk." I'm like, yes, I am.
No, we had an amazing time, man. There was an upstairs room which was closed off eventually,
I remember that stupid thing, man.
and there was 2 stripper poles up there.
Too much fun in that room.
I'm just gonna
I would
tell
go-
you,
I would just go up there, hang out for a while, look around.
there was some good times had in that upstairs room.
It was too
Um,
techno. I like techno, but it was just pure techno up there.
I mean, after the
Downstairs
bar,
was where the metal was.
after the bar closed.
Oh, once they got rid of the
Place.
stairway.
hmm Well, I meant like after closing time, because we'd be there. We'd be there till 9 in the morning sometimes. Man, I love that place. Absolutely amazing.
Is Matt still doing okay these days, man?
Talk about it off camera?
No, he's not. So I need you, because you're there. You need to hit him up.
Does he still hang out over at the bar? Or
He
is
still
just-
runs it. He's a
He
tough
doesn't
guy.
show up no more.
No, he still runs it. He's a tough SOB. Go hit him up. Tell him
All right.
what's up. Tell him I say what's up. Tell him
All right.
tell him I say I love him and I miss him.
All right.
And,
I want to put together a band with that guy.
hmm
should we call it here, gentlemen?
Oh, now that we're getting all touchy feely, might as well. All right, let's go ahead and do announcements.
Yuli's tired.
Sure.
I'm tired.
That's fair enough. Guys, thank you for joining us. If you joined us today, we appreciate you. Come hit us up. We do this every Monday. This is the after show. Before this, we have the Preternatural stream. It's getting better and better. It's getting real good, guys. Come check it out. We did episode 8 today. If you want to catch episodes 1 through 7, those are up on YouTube right now. You can go down into the About Me and check out my YouTube link, and that'll take you to where you can watch the previous episodes. This is the after show hangout. We get loose.
We talk
like
about whatever. We don't care.
We do
just
whatever we want.
hang out. Sometimes we'll talk about role playing stuff. If you ask us questions, we'll answer.
We want your role playing questions. We want your TTRPG questions.
Otherwise, we're just going to sit here and reminisce about nonsense.
Yeah. It is a hangout. This is the hangout. So it doesn't have to be a TTRPG question. You can ask whatever you want. Tomorrow, hit me up. I'm going to be working on this table here. We are moving on to some new subject material as we...
Less juggernauts, more juggernauts?
Yeah, I think we're going to finish the juggernauts, the juggernauts ad. We got some other social media up and coming, if you will. Eurocopter?
You can hit us up at Instagram at Heavy Metal 2023. Soon there'll be some hyperlinks for you guys to mess with and click on and check out more content at different places and the whatnots, and it's gonna be good and fun and fancy and nice. And you could also go to Reddit.
Yeah, we've got the ever lessening in popularity Reddit with the war between Spez and the mods and all that power moderator garbage, but nobody in the heavy metal sub is going to power mod you. It's there for discussion. We're waiting.
We don't even know what that is, and I'm like a free speech absolutist, so go on there and do whatever you want.
Anybody who Reddit knows power modding, man, and yeah, the mods there, man. I mean, I'm not even really one of them. You know, I got a friend of mine.
Sounds fun. I'm a power mod.
Yeah, Hector's a mod. Yuli's a mod. I'm not even a mod because, you know, I keep getting banned from Reddit. But, you know, show up there. It's going to eventually be a thing when the system is released and everything's ready and everything goes. And you'll be able to talk to us there. You'll never know.
So updates are coming, guys. There's going to be a system, the one that we're using, the ones that you see us use for our Preternatural stream. You guys are going to see more of that. That's going to come out eventually. There's also some other stuff coming out. Some stuff that I'm keeping secret for now. But that there's going to be some great artwork. There's going to be some great role-playing stuff. There's going to be some stuff you guys can really get into. It's going to be amazing. I absolutely know it. Thank you for joining us.
And awkward exit.